It's an invasion. You know, one of the ways I built hundreds of miles of wall. I was there yesterday. I looked up and down. I said, man, I built a lot of wall. And we could have put up 200 miles more, but they didn't want to do it. And that's when I said, you know, I think they really want open borders. But we built much more wall than I said I was going to build. And you couldn't see the end of it yesterday. You couldn't see the end. We had a news conference, but it's a dangerous area. It's a dangerous area because of her, because of him. But he put her in charge, you know, whether she's borders are. And that's what she was called. Only recently did she say she doesn't have that. But you know what? She has been the worst manager, and the Border Patrol never even saw it. They never even met her. She's in charge of it. They never even met her. And you suffered the price. She's allowed at least 20 million illegal aliens into our country, including millions and millions of unvetted fighting age men from 159 countries. You know, it's no longer just South America. They come from Africa, the Congo. They come from a lot of coming from jails in the Congo. Let me tell you, these people, the nice thing, they make our criminals look like the nicest people on earth. That's how tough they are. They come from the Middle East. They come from areas that we're fighting. They come from enemy terrain. They come from all over the world, and they do come from South America, but not only from South America. 159 different countries in the last year, and they're totally unchecked and unvetted. Every single year she's been in office, she has set an all-time high illegal border crossings record, triple and quadruple what the year before, where I'd have like 150,000 and she'd have 2.5 million. What she has done to this country, nobody can tell you. You know, she destroyed San Francisco as the district attorney. She destroyed California. You know that. This is a woman that's going to take, she destroyed California. She had a policy, if you steal less than $950, you're allowed to keep it. You can go, we're not going to prosecute. So criminals are walking into stores, mean, nasty guys, rough guys, and they take calculators and they calculate. Let's say I want to get up. They walk out, then they walk back in. The whole thing, this is who we're going to have running our country? I don't think so. And nobody lies like her. She's a liar. She makes up crap. She's the one going to raise. You know, she said, Donald Trump is going to raise. You know why? She said I was going to raise. Because I'm going to put tariffs on other countries coming into our country. And that has nothing to do with taxes to us. That's a tax on another country. And I did it with China, and we had no inflation. You know, I had no inflation. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China, and not one other president took in 10 cents. They were all, oh, China, we're afraid of China. We're afraid of China. According to a new DHS report, Kamala Harris also lost, and this is impossible to believe. Listen to this. 325,000 migrant children are gone. They're missing. She allowed them to be trafficked into our country. Many of these children are now in sex slavery, or they're dead, probably mostly dead. They will never see their homes or their parents again. They were swiped out of their homes. They were taken out of their homes. 300, this is a government number, 325,000 children. Sex slaves, or they're dead. Many are dead. Hamas has so little respect for Kamala and Joe Biden, crooked Joe Biden, that the hostages that they're talking about all the time, I believe they're largely gone. I believe they're largely gone. So sad. When you look at what happened, when you look at that attack on October 7th, I believe they're gone. And the reason they're not negotiating, you know, it says Hamas has decided not to negotiate because what they want back are the hostages. And I think those hostages, for the most part, aren't around anymore. And so they said, oh boy, we can't really negotiate because we don't have the hostages. The hostages are largely gone. How sad, how terribly sad. If they feared and respected Joe Biden and Kamala, they would never have killed those hostages. They would have never attacked. They would never have attacked when I was president. Iran was broke. Iran was broke. I told China, if you spend any money on buying oil from Iran, you'll never do business in the United States again. And we're going to put a 200% tariff on that. And Iran was broke, and they had no money for Hamas, and they had no money for Hezbollah. You can check your numbers. Look at it. When my last year, they had no money. We had no terrorism. You know, for 4 years, I didn't have any terrorism. Do you notice that? None. And when they asked Viktor Orban, the prime minister of Hungary, very strong guy, what is the reason that things are so bad now? The Middle East is blowing up. Russia's blowing up with Ukraine. There's wars starting all over the place. Looks like bad things could happen in Taiwan with China. What's the reason? He says, you got to get Donald Trump back as president. You won't have any problems. That's what he said. It's true. It's true. They respected your country. They respected your leader, but they respected our country. Now they laugh at our country. Our country has become a joke. She's provided deportation immunity to the vast majority of criminal aliens living inside the United States and is importing MS-13 gang members, known as the most violent gang of them all, into our cities and into our high school. Think of it, they're coming into our high schools. Kamala has set loose thousands of Venezuelan gang members who, according to law enforcement bulletins, have been given a license to shoot American police officers. You know that, right? Under Harris, ICE deportations are at the lowest level in history, the history of our country. She supports deadly sanctuary cities. Now, of course, she's flip-flopping on everything. You do know that, right? You know that, Joe? She's flip-flopping on everything. Debbie, right? She's a flip-flopper. Andy, she's a flip-flopper. She flip-flops on everything because she was polled. She said she didn't do too well. That's probably why she was the first out of 22 people. I can't get over it. She was the first failure. And now she's running. Oh, we're going to beat her. I look forward to the debate, too. I do look forward to the debate. Look forward to it. She called for abolishing ICE. These are great patriots who are tough as hell. You need tough people. She's compared ICE agents to the KKK. She wants to repeal the federal law that makes illegal immigration a crime, making illegal immigration totally legal. It's okay to come into our country. She wants to release all of the thousands of criminal illegal aliens that are locked up in detention centers, and these are the toughest of them all. She wants to release them into our country. We have detention centers for the toughest of them all. She says, we're going to release them. Now, maybe they'll ask her tonight, oh, no, I would never do that. She might change. She's changing and everything. But don't forget, if the election ever went haywire, if they can find a way to cheat enough and she wins, in quote, she wins, she's going to do everything that you wouldn't dream of, including no fracking. She didn't discuss fracking last night. No fracking in Pennsylvania. I can't imagine she could do well in Pennsylvania. 500,000 jobs are involved with fracking, and a huge amount of their budget, everything's involved with fracking, and she's against it. In her speech last night, she lied about almost everything. She lied when she said, I was going to raise taxes. No, I'm lowering taxes. She's the one. She lied and said that, oh, this is the best. I'm going to be the one, and I was already there. I didn't touch your Social Security, and a lot of Democrats wanted me to. She lied when she said that I want to cut Social Security and Medicare. No, she wants to cut it because she wants to have the illegal immigrants coming into our country to go on Social Security and Medicare, which will destroy Social Security and Medicare. It's Kamala Harris who cast a tie-breaking vote to cut Medicare by $266 billion. She cut your Medicare, remember this, by $266 billion, and then promised mass amnesty last night to 20 million illegal aliens and make them American citizens, which will absolutely obliterate your Social Security and your Medicare, ultimately leaving those programs bankrupt and our seniors desperate and poor. And remember, when you talk about all of those hundreds of billions of dollars, you know what she's putting that money into? The Green New Scam. She took it out of your Medicare. She's putting it into one of the greatest ever, one of the great voices of sport. Stand up. Let's see if anybody knows who the hell you are.
I just saw that it was on.
Good job. He's a good man. He's done a good job. But
So
she
what
took
happens
it
when you
out
have
and
to
she
do
wants to put
yard
it in,
work?
she put it into the Green New Scam. She said the border was safe under her direction. You know, they're the party of disinformation and misinformation. They'll say something 100 times. The border was safe. Did you see last night? The border's safe. The first time she said that was about 2 months ago, and she went like this. The border was safe. She started choking. Horrible. They are the misinformation, disinformation. They lie. They keep saying the same untruth over and over again. And you know, you're not like in my business. You're not in this political business like these people. You're in other things. You're lawyers and you're carpenters and you're electricians and you're drivers and you're doing a lot of things. By the way, no tax on tips. Remember that? No tax on tips. No tax on tips.
No tax on tips.
She tried that one, and yet in Congress right now they have bills to destroy people that don't. Do you see what's going on? It'll never happen with her. It's guaranteed to happen with me. No tax on tips. But actually, it's the most dangerous and unsafe border anywhere in the world. There's never been a border like it. No country ever. If a country had a border like that, they would fight with sticks and stones if they had to keep the people out. She believes that if you say things enough over and over again, even if they're stone cold lies like Project 25, he believes in, I don't even know what the hell it is. I know it's a group of people that got together and they're slightly on the conservative side. And it's unbelievable what they do. It's really unbelievable. She would destroy our country. If she was ever elected, our country will go down the tubes. We'll be in a depression like 1929. We will not have a country any longer. Yesterday, I was at the border with the victims of Kamala's migrant crime wave. One of them is here with us tonight. Michael Morin is the brother of Rachel Morin, who you know about. Rachel was a cherished 37-year-old mom of 5 absolutely incredible children, beautiful woman. Last summer, Rachel was out on a run when she was brutally raped and murdered by an illegal alien who was led into America by Kamala Harris. Let her in. Said, let her in. The animal who committed this heinous crime first killed another woman in El Salvador before walking across the open border. Just walked right in, no problem. He then attacked a 9-year-old girl and her mother in a home invasion in Los Angeles before murdering Rachel in cold blood. Michael, I promise you, in Rachel's memory, we will stop this invasion and we will keep these savage criminals the hell out of our country. Thank you, Michael. Please. Thank you. So sorry, Michael. So sorry. Say hello to your parents and everybody, okay? Thank you. So horrible. We are so sorry, Michael. Thank you for being here. According to her own administration statistics on crime victims, Kamala Harris has presided over a 43% increase in violent crime. These are government numbers, by the way, including 58% increase in rape, 89% increase in aggravated assault, and 56% increase in robbery. During the riots of 2020, she encouraged her followers to donate to bail criminals, looters, and arsonists and killers. People died, including Sean Michael Tillman, a dangerous repeat offender who went on to shoot and kill a Minnesota man 6 times in the head. He shot him 6 times in the head and torso. And Kamala, let him out, let him go. while Kamala Harris was DA of Sanctuary City, San Francisco, 20 years ago, maybe the greatest city in the world. Today it's unlivable. She ignored the pleas of victims' family. Please, please please don't do this to us. And refused to seek the death penalty against an illegal alien MS-13 gang member, one of the worst murderers they've seen in years, who murdered an innocent man and his two sons and didn't even remember he did it. As California Attorney General, she redefined child sex trafficking, assault with a deadly weapon, and rape of an unconscious person as a non-violent crime. Comrade Kamala Harris destroyed single-handedly, with some help from the worst governor in our nation, Gavin Newsom, both San Francisco and California
Gavin
itself.
Newsom.
He's a terrible governor. What a governor.
True.
For years, but you know, she might have picked a worse one. You look at the numbers in Minnesota, we hope we're going to win Minnesota. You know, it hasn't been won since 1972, Richard Nixon. But we're doing well there, too. But the governor is horrible. You know what he did? He approved a bill to give tampons in every young man's bathroom. Right? Think of that. This is what we have. This is our vice president, our potential president. Tampons in boys' bathrooms. For years, Kamala Harris has pushed legislation to strip police officers of protection, trying to bankrupt them and ruin their lives for doing their jobs. No protection, no immunity, no nothing. She even endorsed defund the police.
Yeah,
I will never
terrible.
defund the police. I will only fund the police and fund them with plenty of money and pride. I will always back our law enforcement heroes in blue. We are pleased to be joined tonight by the president of the Arizona Police Association, Justin Harris. Oh, no, he's not a relation. Justin, are you a relation? Last name is Harris, spelled the same. I'm very concerned about this. I'm not really. But Justin Harris is a great gentleman who has a special announcement. Justin, would you please come up? Thank you. I'm not worried about that.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm a little concerned about that illegal immigration chart you put up there. Was that the spike in immigration or the inflation? Sort of both. Kind of both, right? Wonderful job those Democrats are doing. My name is Justin Harris. I'm a veteran police sergeant here in Arizona with 25 years of experience in service. And I also have the privilege and the honor to serve as the state president of the Arizona Police Officers Association. The Arizona Police Officers Association is the largest law enforcement association in the state of Arizona, and we represent over 12,000 law enforcement professionals, the men and women that currently serve in our communities each and every day at the local, county, state, and federal law enforcement levels. We cover the entire state. And on behalf of the Arizona Police Association, we are proud to welcome President Trump to the great state of Arizona. And to the wonderful city of Glendale, home of Luke Air Force Base. Folks, these men and women in Luke fly those beautiful F-16 Fighting Falcons of the 309th Fighter Squadron and those beautiful, beautiful F-35 Lightnings. Nothing like hearing those jets flying overhead, which that's the sound of freedom and American ingenuity. Also, a special thank you to the Glendale Mayor, Jerry Wires, and the entire City Council for their unwavering support and advocacy for our police officers, active duty military, and our veterans. You're not going to find stronger advocates for our military, our veterans, and our police officers anywhere in the world other than Glendale. Thank you, Mayor and Council. Also, I wanted to give a special thanks to the men and women of the Glendale Police Department, the best and most professional police department in the country. Thank you. With a special thanks to Police Chief Chris Briggs and the other 8 West Valley Coalition departments that allowed us to use their law enforcement officers here today to keep us all safe. Thank you, gentlemen and women. Law enforcement today is perhaps the most complex occupation on earth. It's an honorable profession of service and commitment to others, those who step in the gap between good and evil and to protect our communities, and we do so knowing the risk. Officers are required to make split-second decisions under the most uncontrolled, chaotic, and stressful situations, often at great risk to their own personal safety. Given the literally millions of contacts between officers and the communities annually, with a few exceptions, officers make those decisions correctly as trained and in accordance with the law. But high profile does not mean high frequency. Currently, in this day and age of instant information, social media, and videos, there's an unrealistic expectation of absolute perfection. It is not possible to be perfect every time because we hire from the human race. People are not perfect. Good people can make mistakes. However, the constant orchestrated villainization of police officers has eroded the public's trust. It has encouraged an air of obstinance, disrespect, and assaultive attitudes and behavior towards police officers. What was that name we called her? Was that Comrade Kamala? Was that what it was? Kamala, Comrade. Well, what we do know
Kamala, Comrade.
Defunding the police, and the best term is they wanted to reimagine policing. I don't know what that means. She is part of the radicalized movement to degrade public safety and make our communities less safe. In contrast, under President Trump's first term in office, he always had our backs. Thank you for that. He never rushed to judgment, and he never, ever in a lifetime called to defund the police, ever. And we owe him a debt of gratitude for that. Let's also forget, when President Donald Trump was president, he closed the borders and locked the door. Border czar Kamala Harris opened the door and let everybody in. Border czar Kamala Harris is allowing millions of illegal immigrants into this country, turning each and every state into a border state and flooding American streets with drugs and crime. The Democrats haven't quite figured this out yet, but it's not rocket science. But open borders equals more crime. Close the border.
It's a science.
And my gut tells me that there's a gentleman standing up here on stage today that's going to do exactly that. President Donald Trump has in the past and will again make America great again by tackling lawlessness head on. Ceasing the endless flow of illegal immigrants across our southern border and ensuring the police departments across the country have the funding, the training, and equipment necessary to do our jobs. And he's not going to reimagine us doing that. President Trump will stop the multi-million-dollar illicit trade that occurs each and every day at the border. Thanks to Comrade Kamala, with these open borders, the only group that she's enriched is the Mexican cartels, which have expanded over 160 countries across the world. They've done this by using human beings and human trafficking and treating them like dogs. The flow of illegal drugs in this country is unmatched in history. And they also have illegal vaping devices that are harming our communities and killing our kids, all being imported from China through the cartels. This has to stop. Kamala Harris, as border czar, deliberately obliterated the U.S. border to flood the country with illegals. They canceled the wall. They implemented catch and release and terminated Remain in Mexico and effectively shut down ICE, pulling those agents off of the front line, putting them in administrative duties to do paperwork and change diapers. Meanwhile, the front door of our country is wide open. President Trump will stop this. I've got a serious question. Has the border czar, Kamala, even toured the southern border?
Yeah. Has she still even gone?
Didn't think so. Has President Donald Trump toured the border?
Many
Yes,
times.
he has. And I heard the cartels went running. On average, there's over 5,000 illegal immigrants are being released into the country every day. Our country. We don't know who they are, don't know where they came from. We can't even account for them. For 38 straight months, the monthly border encounters have been higher than even the highest month seen under the Trump administration. You can't tell me this isn't being done deliberately, because it is. In 2023 alone, more than 900,000 illegal immigrants were released into the interior of the U.S., unaccounted for, waiting for court dates, and nobody knows where they're at. That's the entire city of Mesa flowing into our countries, and that's the only ones we know about. Illegal drugs are flowing into this country at an alarming rate, with only 5% being intercepted at the border. Huh? You got it. Folks, let me finish up here, please. This country, our family, our communities, and everything that each of us holds dear and near to our hearts cannot endure another 4 years of a clueless president that cares more about the color of her curtains than the safety and prosperity of our great country and its people. It is clear who supports law enforcement, law and order, and that's President Trump. His unwavering shown commitment to the rule of law of the men and women place their lives on the line every day. So if you support national security and want to secure our borders, vote Trump. If you support law enforcement and safe communities, vote Trump. If you support getting our country back on track and making America great again, vote Donald J. Trump for president. And this is why the Arizona Police Association and our 12,000 members, family, and friends are proud to extend our endorsement to Donald J. Trump for President of the United States of America. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you very much. Wow, that's a great endorsement. Means a lot. So just in closing, I want to say that from the moment we take back the White House from Kamala Harris and crooked Joe Biden, crooked is a $4 bill. Used to say $3 bill. Now we say $4 bill. I believe we're going to have the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. Starting on day 1, I will seal the border and stop the migrant invasion of our country. We will carry out the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than President Dwight D. Eisenhower in the 1950s, who was a big believer in borders. We will defeat inflation and we will make America affordable again. You're going to have an affordable country again. We will make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. It won't even be close. Remember, as I always say, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any other country in the world, including Saudi Arabia, including Russia, and we will use it to reduce taxes and energy costs for our people. We will reduce your energy bills in 1 year by more than 50%. That's here and that's everywhere in the country. And that includes heating, air conditioning, electricity, and gasoline for your car. I will turn the United States into a manufacturing superpower more than it has ever been, ever before. We will bring back jobs to America. We will no longer allow foreign countries to take our jobs and to steal our wealth. We will make our own products and we will buy far less from foreign countries than we are buying right now. We're going to make it here. Other countries that make us pay a tax to do business with them will be charged the same tax when they send their product into the United States. It'll be called the Trump Reciprocal Trade Act. And if China or any other country charges us a 100% tax or tariff, then we will charge them a reciprocal tariff of 100 or 200%. In the words of a great president, William McKinley, the protective tariff policy of the Republicans has made the lives of our countrymen sweeter, brighter, and it's the best our citizenship and our civilization can ever have. Better destiny for our people. We ought to take care of our own nation, and we have to take care of our industries first. We have to take care of our country first. It's about time, and it's going to happen starting on January 20th of next year. I will not let Mexico, China, or any other country sell cars into the United States to the detriment of our auto workers all over our country, including in Michigan and South Carolina. United Auto Workers, you're going to vote for Trump because I'm going to bring you back more auto production than you've ever seen in this country before. I will end the ridiculous electric vehicle mandate, cut every job-killing regulation of the Harris-Biden administration, and make our auto manufacturing business bigger, better, and stronger than it has ever been before. And if you relied on Kamala, there would be no auto industry. Within 3 years, you'll never make another car. When I am back in the White House, we will pass large tax cuts for our workers, and there will be, as I said, no tax on tips. And that means if you're a restaurant worker, a bartender, hospitality worker, caddy, barber, mover, driver, or anyone else who relies on tip income, your tips will be 100% yours to keep. You will no longer be harassed by your government. And I will fight for and protect your Social Security and your Medicare with no cuts and no changes in age. We're not going to move it up. They want to move it up 5 years. We're not doing it. Darling, when do we get our Social Security? Well, they just moved it up 5 years. You're not going to happen with me. It's going to happen with them. They're going to destroy your Social Security. And we will have no tax on Social Security benefits for seniors. They destroyed our seniors and everyone else with their horrible inflation. and then they give you small dollars with Social Security and they want you to pay tax. I don't know. We don't need it. We can do it. We have so much else, including that liquid gold. Oh, we're going to go hunting for liquid gold. We will cut wasteful and unnecessary spending, and we will terminate the Green New scam and spend that money on roads, bridges, real infrastructure, and paying down debt. No fake infrastructure that has caused massive inflation with no benefit whatsoever to our population. I will settle the war in Ukraine, and I will end the chaos in the Middle East, and we will restore peace through strength, and it will happen quickly. I will have that war ended before I go to the White House on January 20th. I will have the war in Ukraine ended as president-elect.
Bold,
And we will
bold
end
statement.
the weaponization of government against the American people, including myself, by the way. They've weaponized the government against the political opponents. Can you imagine? But you just saw we won the big case down in Florida. Everyone said, oh, they weaponized it. They got their Justice Department to go after their political opponent, but they're not doing well. I'm the only one that ever happened to where my numbers went up. What do you think about that, Mr. Congressman? I don't think it's ever happened. They go after me and my numbers go up. Somebody's got to explain this. We will rebuild our cities, including Washington, D.C., making them safe, clean, and beautiful once again. And we will keep the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency because right now it is under siege. And this is how we will end the era of inflation, mayhem, and misery under Kamala and Crooked Joe and unleash safety, prosperity, peace for Americans of every race, religion, color, and creed. Together, we will deliver low taxes, low regulations, low energy costs, low interest costs, low inflation. And that's for everyone. We're talking about everyone. We want to make sure everyone can afford groceries, a car, and a home.
Get the government out of housing.
We will stop the invasion, end migrant crime, support our great police, strengthen our military, build a missile defense shield around our country, keep critical race theory and transgender insanity out of our schools, and we will keep men out of women's sports. We will defend the Second Amendment, and we're going to restore. Those people don't allow it. The fake news doesn't allow it. We will restore free speech in our country, and we will secure our elections, Mr. Congressman. Everyone will prosper, every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with joy and opportunity and hope. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris, a new name. We must stop her country-destroying liberal agenda once and for all. We have to put an end to it. So get your friends, get your family, register, volunteer, and get out to vote. We want a landslide that is too big, too rigged, too big, too rigged. Right? Right, Deb? On November 5th, we will save our country. We will save our economy. We will rescue our middle class. We will reclaim our sovereignty and restore our borders. We will put America first, and we will take back our country, and together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again, so strong. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. We will make America free again. And we will make America great again. God bless you all. God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Arizona. God bless you all.
Okay. I gotta turn it down, or else they will copyright you on all this. So that's what they said. Well, I missed it earlier. I was out doing the yard. I guess RFK came on, but I missed it. It'll be all right. I'll try to get ahead of it next time. Who's all watching right now? If you don't mind me asking. I wish there was a way that they could tell you who was watching, but it doesn't let you know. Just hit me up in the post a comment just so I could know. So Trump said he was going to remove taxes on Social Security and taxes on tips. I didn't know there was tax on Social Security checks. What a bunch of BS. Oh my God. Taxes on Social Security. Hey, we're going to give you money, but no, we're going to tax it. That's just like the military. Like they give you a paycheck and then they take your taxes out of it. Oh, so I pay my own paycheck. Great. All right, well, that's it. Thanks for watching. On to the next one. Hit me up.